Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to askNK. So if you're looking for a pretty cool tool which you can use to create amazing looking physically plausible light modifier textures that you can use for most DCC app, then of course the free open light tool from Borja Rama is definitely one that you can grab right now and start working with, as this tool is built for anyone that is looking for a standalone desktop tool that can create physical plausible light modifiers that you can work with. And this comes with 10 light modifiers, 87 professional gels, 32-bit EXR support, sRGB and ACSCG color profile, NCRI/TLCI simulation for simulating the color rendering of real light sources. And of course, this is fully real-time and offers you 4K textures. And for those who like to grab these and possibly you like to work with these, you can simply go for the link in the description. That'll bring you right here where you'll be able to download these for free. Now, once you download this comes as a zip file, which you need to unzip. And you can simply double click and you'll notice that we've got a setup file which you can double click to install. Now, once you install this and run the application, this opens as a localhost web program. And with this, you can start creating different kinds of light. So from here, we do have different kinds of modifiers, from the softbox to the beauty dish to umbrella, LED light, reflector for those who like to use reflectors. We've got ring light as well. We've got the strip light. We have Kinoflow, Gobo, and of course gradients. And to all of them there are various parameters that you can use. So for example, if we would like to use maybe an LED light, we can definitely go ahead and increase the size of this LED light. Possibly we would like to increase the base width, we can do that. You do have corners which you can tweak to your head content. Depending on the number of rows that you like to have for this LED light, you can crank that up, and you can also crank how much columns that you want to have with this. For this one, I'm just simply going to set this to about 8 for the row and possibly 8 for the column as well. For the LED spacing, we can choose to space this however we want. Maybe we like it to be more spaced, less space. Then we've got intensity where we can make some changes. We've also got some wrapping. So in case you like to wrap things, you can simply use this to make some simple wrapping as well. And you have controls for all of that. Down here, we've got different kinds of surfacing. So this makes sense if you're thinking about making or adding those sort of nice mixed color stuff. So in this case, we're simply just going to play with the hue random and play with the saturation random, and you can start seeing that right there. So we can increase that about that much, make this a little bit brighter, and we do have something like this. Going all the way down, we can choose how we like the textures to be. If we like to add some post-process effect, some noise, or maybe add some advanced stuff which actually deals with edge softening, we can do that. So in this case, you do have all of these things and you can play with them. Now, one of the things that a lot of people would want to do is to have a file and use that to drive the light that they have in their DCC tool. And so we're going to actually do two things. One of them is to export this as a thumbnail. And it's definitely not going to be a thumbnail because in this case, we can actually crank this all the way to 4K. So I'm going to set this to about, say, 2K and export it. And the color space which we're going to be using in this case is going to be the sRGB Linear Rec 709. And for you to be able to export this, you can either click on export to simply export this out, or you can go ahead and enter an output path and a file name. And once you're done with that, you can now proceed to click on export to export either all of them or export the individual files that you like to export. In this case, we're exporting the thumbnail. And so we already have the LED Light 01 exported, and we also have this other one which has been exported previously. First off, if you like to work with this in Blender, it is extremely easy. So in this case, we do have a scene open. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that, and we're going to throw in a simple area light. For our rendering, we need to specify that we're rendering with cycles, and we're simply going to drag out a new panel, switch over to our shader editor, and from here, this is where we get to plug in the texture, because if we simply roll this all the way out, you can see what we have. We have a simple light here. If we go over here, we can increase the power of the light as much as we want, but we don't have that texture. And so to have that texture working, we need to replace that with the color, and that would make us click on Use Node. If we flip back to our folder where we exported our stuff, we can easily drag and drop this into Blender, and we can connect the color to this color. And once we do that and increase the strength, you can actually see that this texture is now powering the light. You possibly might be wondering, where's the grid? Like, where is all of this grid that we have? For you to see that, we need to turn down the spread. Right now it's set to 180. If we drop this down, you can see that. We can, of course, go ahead and increase that and bring that down however we want. And this is basically how you can get these things going. You can play with the scale if you want. Let's say, for example, you want to increase the size. You can do that. And you can actually go ahead and just do some cool stuff. Maybe you like to increase the exposure, reduce the exposure, or even the power. You can actually do all of that. Something else which is also worth mentioning is if you go over to where we have our render, if you scroll all the way down, you can actually go over to color management, and depending on how you like to deal with the colors, you can change them right here. So currently we have this as AGX. We can set this to any of these ACs. We can also set this to any of this stuff. If you're looking for something to match exactly what you did in open light, you can actually go ahead and knock yourself out with that. Now, for those working with Maya, this is also pretty similar. So right here in Maya, what we're going to do to get things going is to go ahead and drop in an area light pretty similar to what we already have. And with this now, we can have our light selected, go over to our attributes section, and from here, we can switch the color to texture. So we're simply going to click on the texture button, and we'd like to use a file to drive the texture. We need to load in the texture image that we want from the ones we've saved before. So once we have that selected, we can click on open, and that loads it right there. And because we like to render using Anode, we need to switch the light to AI area light, and the renderer, we're going to switch this from the default viewport 2.0 to Anode. And of course, within the viewport, you possibly wouldn't see anything. For us to actually start seeing stuff, I'm going to increase the exposure to 1, and we're going to increase the intensity to about 150. And once we do that, we can start seeing some lights coming through. And just like we have with Blender, you need to drop down the spread if you really want to just take a look at the texture. Of course, if you like to blur that texture a little bit out, you need to increase the spread a little bit. And for Maya, you can also increase the resolution, as we have a resolution of 1024 against 512 that we have natively. And basically, this is how you can go ahead and start working with stuff like this. So depending on what you want to do, you do have these tools, especially if you're thinking about working with light modifier textures. This is currently available, and you can actually go ahead and do so much more with it. Now, here's a couple of cool things to keep in mind. If you simply go over and use your number pad and press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0, you can switch across all of the modifier types. Interestingly, you can also work with gels. Now, we did mention that this comes with gels, but we never really talked about it. So for you to actually work with gels, you need to go all the way down, and you notice that we've got color gel. We can turn on the color gel, and from the color gel, you can either leave the category at all gel and then have access to all the gels that this comes with, or you can simply select the kind of gel that you want to work with. So in this case, if you need like the red magenta gel, you can go ahead and select maybe like a red magenta gel, or you can select a bright red. Depending on the kind of gel that you're going for, you can actually have that. There's also the warm one, the cold one, the green one, the lavender and purple, and so on. So once it has to do with gel, you do have that. Another thing that is also pretty interesting that also comes with this is the fact that you have access to grid overlays. So with the grid overlays, you can lay two different kinds of grid onto whatever life that you're working with. So we've got the honeycomb, and we also have the simple egg crate. So we can increase the cell size, we can also increase the thickness, and this by default is going to soften how the light actually bounces on your character. And we can also throw in some bandos as well if this is something that we're going for. And one cool thing is whatever that you've set out here within the post-process section, if you select any other light, for example the reflector, you would notice that automatically that applies it. Of course, the reflector is not the best for this particular one. We're simply going to use a gradient, and you can see that if we use a simple gobo as well, you can see that a simple softbox as well also gives us that very same effect. So this is it. For those who like to take a look at this, or possibly you like to explore it, then links to this is going to be in the description, so do well to check it out. And of course, a huge shout out to Bojorama for making this possible. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section, and until I see you guys in the next one, peace.